Okay, quick trot jump for you. Okay, that was Cisco and I in Florida a couple days ago. So what we're going to look at as we run through this again in, slow motion, is some of the springiness in both my joints and Cisco's joints. So there's an up and down sense in my calf and down in my heel. There's a bend and an unbend in my knee. There's a softness to my hip and a bounciness to my elbow. There's also springiness in his hocks, lift in his stifle, softness in his hips, softness in his back behind the saddle, all resulting in a soft neck and an uphill connection. So let's go more time through. Let's do a little pause here. Got my tools. Okay, so things to look at for the rider position. Got a straight line from shoulder, hip, heel, when I cannot draw. Okay, that is not in the right spot. Closer. So shoulder, hip, heel in alignment. There's also a straight line from elbow, wrist to bit. There's a sense of the direction of my hand and the connection. So his energy through his back out to my hand is going out of his neck. Okay. For Cisco, we like the quality of his trot. We can see in this moment in the trot that he has clear, wrong tool. Right, this vertical space. So you have kind of two triangles in this negative space and then a clear triangle here. Why does he have that? He has that because he is clearly stepping up with his back feet. So his hind legs, you can see that he is tracking up. So he's putting his hind foot in his front footprint. And his back feet is coming up underneath. Wrong tool, but I'm going to go with it anyway. So he is stepping up underneath my seat, right? So we are asking with my leg, he brings his back feet up underneath me, he lifts his back up, he carries me, he's coiling the spring, okay? Let's go forward just a little bit. Too much. Okay, so this is always this moment in the takeoff that I personally am always working on. So what I like is my heel is down, my knee is relaxed. I'm a little bit kind of pointed forward in my toe, which means I am a little bit tight in my knee right here. But I have a pretty good perpendicular to the ground stirrup leather and a pretty good straight line, that I just messed up, from my heel to my hip. However, my shoulder is out in front of my knee, so I'd like my shoulder to be over my knee. As a result of that, my hand is right underneath my shoulder. So this is momentary in this moment, but because of that, I have lost that straight line from elbow to bit, so it's a little bit broken. Okay. Thankfully, though, that is just momentary because I like this moment, right? Obviously, you can see that I'm getting a little bit picky, but that's the whole point. So here the standard's doing some of my job for me, but here I have again, deep in my heel. A little bit hard to see, but I've actually have opened my toe a little bit and my knee is not quite so pinched into the saddle. There's that straight, wrong tool, straight line. So I have my heel underneath my hip, and my shoulder over my knee. And now we have my hand clearly out in front of my shoulder, and I have recovered my straight line from elbow to bit. There's also a sense with my arm that the reins are relaxed, that his neck is relaxed, that he can put his neck down as he needs to, and that the direction of my release is going forward. Okay. Play. And come back and watch through this again. And look at Cisco. So here He has a softness to his top line. There's this kind of organized curve. There's a softness behind the saddle in his back, which I like. He has one forearm that is parallel to the ground. The other one is a little bit low, but this is just an X, and he isn't trying super hard. But we would love it. We like it when their forearms are parallel to the ground or above that. And let's see, zoom back out and continue. And I'm gonna run through that one more time in regular speed just so we can kind of see it all come together. Good. One other thing is his balance. So he has a nice, uphill balance here. One thing that we sometimes look at, you see a good bend in his hocks right there. We can draw a line in the horse from the horse's hip to the rider's knee to the bit. And so if I can do my lines here, hip, knee, bit, you can see that that line is trending uphill. At minimum, when horses are jumping, we would like that line to be parallel to the ground. Again, that's at minimum. And we create that by asking with our leg and our seat that the horse lift their bellies up and soften their back and bring their hips underneath. So as they bring their hips underneath, then they can lift their balance and lift their withers up. That frees up their shoulders, allows them to jump. And then the rider's job is to hold that position in a kind of supple strength to their position. So like I'm carrying a glass of water on my head, but I'm still have my leg on, supporting my horse and allowing him to jump the jump in an efficient, organized manner. Good boy, Sisco. Isn't he cute?